Welcome to the Gus Alva Perspective, a videocast that is aimed at elevating the concept of gratitude and abundance over the mindset of scarcity and fear. The topic that I wanted to touch on today is that of being competitive. If you think of being competitive, this is a very important area of consideration. Being competitive is having a strong desire to excel and outperform others. It can have both positive as well as negative consequences. So it's important that we couch that balance. It affects various aspects of our life, from personal relationships to academic and professional pursuits. And this video cast is going to help with presenting the pros as well as the cons of being competitive. I was just having a discussion with a colleague that I went to school with, and we talked about how everybody sought to be the very best throughout medical school, and then ultimately, where we subsequently aligned at the end of our journey through med school. And being competitive was one of those areas that ultimately, for me, was actually a very compelling driver. Let's take a look at the pros, and then subsequently, we'll take a look at the cons. And it's important to always couch, again, you know, pros and cons, but then also take a look at learning from a balance of both. So I'm going to walk you through 6 pros and 6 cons, and then we'll subsequently take a look at how we might subsequently balance these through. First, the positive things. When we're being competitive, this ultimately means that there's going to be a greater degree of motivation and drive in our life. Competitiveness can fuel a strong sense of motivation and drive in achieving one's goals. It pushes individuals to work harder and strive for excellence. Now, second point is that of higher achievements, because when somebody has a competitive spirit, it oftentimes leads to higher levels of achievement and performance. Individuals are more likely to push themselves beyond their limits to stand out. Third area is innovation and growth, because healthy competition encourages innovation and creativity. And when individuals, or say a part of a collective group, compete, they seek ways to improve and develop new ideas as well as strategies. Fourth area is goal-oriented mindsets, because competitive individuals tend to set clear goals and focus on achieving them. And this goal-oriented mindset can subsequently lead to greater productivity and success. And the last 2 areas that you might see as positive when you're thinking of being competitive are resilience and perseverance. You've heard me talk about this in other videocasts, but this is a very important theme. Competition can help develop resilience and perseverance. When we face challenges and we also approach setbacks, it teaches individuals to bounce back and keep trying. And the last point is that of recognition and rewards. There's a reason by which somebody gets a diploma or a medal or otherwise. Successful competition oftentimes leads to recognition and rewards. And winning awards or accolades can boost our self-esteem and provide a sense of accomplishment. So those sound like really good things, right? But keep in mind that there's always a counterpoint. And the counterpoint are the cons. So let's take a look at what things are contrarian to being competitive. One is stress and pressure. Intense competition can create high levels of stress and pressure. It can lead to burnout and have a negative impact on the mental as well as the physical health of somebody. Unhealthy comparisons is another very important thing, because excessive competition can lead to unhealthy comparisons with others. We're not all created equally, and constantly comparing oneself to others may result in feelings of inadequacy or jealousy, which ultimately are deleterious for anyone. Diminished collaboration is another very important thing, and sometimes I see this when individuals are speaking about their workspace. An overemphasis on competition may hinder collaboration and teamwork. So instead of working together, individuals may prioritize personal success over the group's well-being, and ultimately that creates great problems for people. Now, a risk of cheating and unethical behaviors is another very important point of consideration. In highly competitive environments, Some people might resort to cheating or unethical behavior to gain an advantage, and this compromises integrity. Now, a fear of failure is another very important thing because a strong competitive drive can lead to a fear of failure. The fear of not meeting expectations or losing might prevent individuals from taking risks and exploring new opportunities. And the last thing is strained relationships. Extreme competitiveness can strain personal relationships as it may lead to constant rivalry and conflicts with others. So, how do we strike a balance between those pros and cons? As we were talking right now, well, geez, on the one hand, it sounds like being competitive is a really good thing, but it can also have its counterpoints. But we obviously need to keep in mind that having a healthy sense of competition is really important. When we engage in healthy competition, that fosters growth, learning, and personal development while maintaining respect for others. Having a supportive environment is always critical. When we encourage a supportive environment where competition coexists with collaboration, it allows individuals to learn from one another. If we focus on personal growth, this is really important because instead of solely focusing on outperforming others, the priority here is personal growth and progress, and that helps people strive in becoming a better version of oneself. Emphasizing sportsmanship, really important, whether in sports, academics, or the workplace. Emphasizing a fair sense of play or sportsmanship helps with valuing the process as much as the outcome. Self-awareness, really important because by being aware of the impact of competitiveness on mental and emotional well-being, that helps us make sure that we are taking breaks or practicing self-care and seeking support when needed because sometimes we do need that additional support. So overall, our mindset of abundance and gratitude helps us that in being competitive, this can drive achievement and growth, but it also carries potential risks. So striving for a balanced and healthy approach to competition will ultimately allow individuals, ourselves, to harness its positive aspects while avoiding the drawbacks that we just went over. I thank you for joining us on the Gus Alva perspective on this whole point of being competitive. Thank you for being with us.